Yo, what up, though? What up, though? This is Brian Onrea, and you're now rocking with the Onrea Initiative podcast. Hope you're doing well at home. If you're watching this episode on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. We try our best to make the best positive, motivational content for you all. We want to see y'all win, so just rock with us, you feel me? Share this podcast with somebody. If you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, wherever, please follow the podcast and share it with somebody, you know what I'm saying? We talk about news, pop culture events, music, movies, but we always put a positive spin on it because we want to do some good in the world. We want to, send positive vibes and positive energy. We want you to listen to this podcast or watch this podcast and be a better person for it. You feel me? So having said that, man, let's dive right into our topics for today, man. First of all, man, Club Shay is on this show a lot. We talk about Club Shay a lot ever since the Cat Williams interview. But Club Shay, Shannon Sharpe interviewed 21 Savage in his new episode. You know what I'm saying? This episode came out yesterday at noon. And as of this morning, when I woke up this morning, it's at almost 1 million views, 960,000 views. So that's real good. I'm telling y'all, Cat Williams predicted when he went on Club Shay podcast that his podcast will go to a new stratosphere. And it is, man. 1 million views in one day. That's pretty good, man. I'm sure it'll be to 1 million by the time lunchtime get here in 24 hours, you know what I'm saying, from the time it came out. Pretty good interview. I haven't watched the whole thing, so I'll talk more about it later. But one thing I did see on there that kind of like shocked me is 21 Savage got us. He tricked us all. He had that new album, American Dream. And with the album, he released a trailer and a poster for his upcoming movie, American Dream, that starred Caleb McLaughlin and Donald Glover, that was coming out on July the 4th, 2024. He had all his food because he admitted on the podcast with Shannon Sharpe that it was just a parody. It wasn't real. There's not a real movie coming out based on 21 Savage's life. So he got us all. He got us real good. You know what I'm saying? Real good, because I was like, dang, I thought it was going to be an interesting movie. You know what I'm saying? I did, question Donald Glover's ability to play him as an adult because they kind of don't remind me of each other. But anyway, that whole American Dream thing was just a parody, you know what I'm saying? Other things they talked about on the podcast, they talked about, their dating lives, dating privately versus dating publicly. They talked about violence in music. And again, I got to watch the whole thing for myself. I'll report back on it probably tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? But check out the 21 Savage Club Shay interview, you know what I'm saying? Something else I saw today was Snoop Dogg on Jimmy Kimmel. Snoop Dogg on Jimmy Kimmel was pretty funny. Snoop Dogg always gives a good interview, but Snoop Dogg has a new movie coming out, The Underdogs, this Friday on Amazon Prime. I'm gonna watch it, you know what I'm saying? I always enjoy Snoop in movies when he crosses over into acting. And Mike Epps is funny. He's a funny comedian, but I think he's even funnier on TV and film. His show, The Upshaws, is one of my favorite shows on Netflix, and I just can imagine him and Snoop Dogg working together. I remember that movie that Eddie Murphy came out with, You People, last year with Jonah Hill. I didn't like the movie very much. I didn't think it was that funny, but the funniest moments of that movie was Mike Epps. And he was only in a few scenes, but his scenes were hilarious. So seeing Mike Epps and Snoop Dogg in the movie together, I just can't wait to see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to watch it on Friday, and I'll do a review on the movie, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's Snoop Dogg and Mike Epps' new movie. So he was on Jimmy Kimmel promoting that movie, and it was a good interview. One thing that was funny was there's some Oppenheimer pic with the cast of Oppenheimer at a party for the movie, and Snoop Dogg's in the pic with the cast, and it was so funny. It just seems out of place, but Snoop Dogg explained how he ended up in
the cast of the movie Oppenheimer. The whole cast, except for Matt Damon, thankfully, is there. And then there's one notable addition. That's you. Well, how did this happen? Were you in Oppenheimer and I didn't notice?
No, I wasn't in the movie. I happened to be at that party that night, and I'm a fan of the majority of the cast on there, the director, the actors, and they asked me to be in the picture. They was like, "We can't take a picture unless Snoop Dogg is in it." I'm like, "All right,
there it is."
Snoop said he saw Barbie in an interview, and Snoop talked about how he's going to be working with NBC for the Paris Olympics this summer. He's going to be announcing and commentating in Paris with NBC with Mike Tirico and all the guys and girls and ladies in Paris for the Olympics. So that's going to be funny, man. So shout out to Snoop Dogg on Jimmy Kimmel. If you didn't see it, go check it out. You know what I'm saying? That should be interesting. Shifting to sports and pop culture a little bit. I read an article, man, that just kind of tripped me out, man. Again, you know, I reported on this show that we ought to stop picking on Taylor Swift. And we, I mean, just the culture in general. Whenever she's at the games enjoying herself, cheering on Travis Kelce, kind of leave her alone. It's not her fault, you know what I'm saying, that she's a big star. She's just dating Travis Kelce. And I talked about how the video called her swag surfing, having fun, and how everybody was kind of not everybody, but a lot of people were kind of dogging her, especially in the black community, like who she thinks she is and all this stuff. And it's like, leave her alone. But this is the reason why people pick on Taylor Swift, because people like this article. The Sporting News put out an article. Now, Sporting News is a very, very respectable newspaper. You know what I'm saying? Very respectable national newspaper. Jacob Kamenker. Sorry if I butchered your name, man, but you're a trip, bro. Check out this title of this article about Taylor Swift swag surfing. What is swag surfing? ? Everything to know about Chiefs viral dance celebration as Taylor Swift, Donna Kelce participate. First of all, the Chiefs viral dance celebration, like the title is misleading. It's making it seem as if the Chiefs kind of made up the swag surfing thing and it is something that only the Chiefs do. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. And he had this particular article, if you click on it now, there's a little amendment at the top saying this article was updated to give credit to, you know, so basically somebody checked them and told them, you know, where swag surfing really started, you know what I'm saying, about the FLY's song Swag Surfing, you know what I'm saying, and the HBCU, you know, them doing it. And here's the thing, swag surfing, and maybe I'm biased because I live here in Atlanta, because at any Atlanta game, any from the Braves to the Hawks, I mean, I took my daughter to a WNBA game this last summer, and it was swag surfing at that game. And I got it on video. I'm not going to show it, but I took a video of my daughter and I swag surfing at the WNBA game. And all the Hawks games, they do it every time, you know what I'm saying? So I just assume that every sporting event does this at every league, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of them do, you know, of course, you know, I mean, the Bears do it. I mean, just about every professional sports franchise plays a swag surfing song. So it's not something that the Kansas City Chiefs made up. And it's not something that like Taylor Swift made popular. Cut it out. You know, and I love to see Taylor Swift having fun. And I don't want to see people dog her out. But this is why people be dogging her out, because people get frustrated at, you know, articles like the one from Jacob Kamenker, you know, giving her credit for this dance. You know what I'm saying? Like, and talking about it as if it's just some, I don't know. But again, the article, he updated the article to kind of give proper credit, but the title still seems a little misleading. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Plies even tweeted. Plies spoke on it. And Plies kind of feels like I feel. Plies said in a tweet, I love seeing Taylor Swift and the Kansas City Chiefs rock out to swag surfing on Sundays. I agree with that. But media, let's stop acting like they created it. Let's give props to FLY, Fly, Atlanta, and the HBCU community for birthing the phenomenon. Thank you. And of course, he gave credit in the article, but this is the reason why, you know what I'm saying, they be hating on Taylor Swift. And I think we should stop hating on Taylor Swift. She ain't done nothing wrong so far. She's just having a good time. It's okay for her to dance and enjoy herself at the game. But the media people, stop it. Cut it out, man. And it's a big thing now talking about Lamar Jackson, because, you know, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens play against the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. And it's going to be a real close, you know, it's going to be a real tightly contested game. But everybody is saying, can Lamar Jackson save us from Taylor Swift? Because if Kansas City wins the championship game and goes to the Super Bowl, it's going to be a real big deal seeing Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. You know, so it's going to be a whole big media thing for 2 weeks, because, you know, the Super Bowl is 2 weeks from the championship game. So you got 2 weeks of nonstop media coverage, and Taylor Swift's going to play a big role in that media coverage if they win. Personally, I wouldn't mind it because I love Kansas City. I love the Chiefs. I love Mahomes and Kelsey, but I also am rooting for Lamar Jackson. So it's going to be real tough. I haven't gave my predictions yet. I'll give my predictions probably tomorrow or Saturday. I'll give my predictions for who's going to win this weekend. But as of now, it's kind of hard to tell that game. But they're saying that Lamar Jackson got to save us from Taylor Swift. I think that's funny, man. We'll see. But shout out to Taylor Swift. Shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs, man. And I'll even give a shout out to Jacob Kamaker, even though you wrong, bro. You wrong, man. Hopefully, journalists will do better. You know what I'm saying? Do better with this whole thing, man. But yeah, shout out to all of them, man. We'll see what happens in the game this weekend. More sports, man. Jim Harbaugh, you know what I'm saying, leaves Michigan for the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? I've been reporting that I was hoping that Jim Harbaugh didn't leave Michigan after winning the national championship. But looks like he's out of there. He's already signed. He put out a statement saying how he, used to play for the Chargers and they're going to build a winning organization and all this stuff, and how he's thankful to be at Michigan. I feel like Harbaugh left when it got hot. Harbaugh left because things were getting hot in the NCAA in terms of them investigating his program. He had been suspended multiple times for recruiting violations, for the whole violations of stealing signs, and it might be more to come. And he wanted to get out of there, you know what I'm saying? Because the last we heard, he was trying to get Michigan to guarantee in their contract, to guarantee that he wouldn't be fired over the allegations, if he got suspended, rather, over the convictions or whatever, if he got suspended for doing something wrong in NCAA. So maybe he didn't get his wish, you know what I'm saying? But, Sharon Moore, the assistant that acted as coach when he was gone, they're saying it's going to be the new hire. A black man coaching Michigan. Never seen it before. Most Michigan fans are on board with it because he did a good job. But there's little pockets of racist fans saying that he shouldn't get the job. You know what I'm saying? I see the tweets, man. But if Sharon Moore does get the job, I hope he does a real good job. And I'm rooting for him because it's always go blue. You feel me? But yeah, he left Michigan. Something else I saw, man. Now, I wasn't going to talk about this because I don't want to give this guy Skip Bayless no shine at all. I wasn't going to talk about it, but my boy Steve Keys, sent me a message saying I should talk about it. Barry Sanders put out a tweet about Skip Bayless. He said, "Skip thinks I'm overrated, ... I would not really worry about anything that guy says." And then he added the Detroit Lions. And what it was Skip Bayless was giving predictions on Undisputed, about who's going to win the NFC Championship game, the San Francisco 49ers or the Lions. Richard Sherman said that he thought San Francisco will win. Keyshawn Johnson was on the fence. He wasn't sure yet. He didn't give his prediction yet. But Skip Bayless said that not only was San Francisco going to win, but they were going to blow us out. I think he said 35-14, something like that. We're going to get blown out by 20 points, you know what I'm saying? Just dogging us. And I think that's why Barry Sanders said, don't worry about what Skip Bayless said. Skip Bayless says I was overrated. So I had to go digging. I'm like, when did Skip Bayless say Barry Sanders was overrated? So I dug up this clip from 2020 when there was some list that came out on Twitter a few years ago ranking the all-time best running backs, and Barry Sanders was number one. And at the time, Shannon Sharp was on the show with Skip, and Shannon Sharp said that Barry Sanders was his number one. Then Skip Bayless decided to just get real disrespectful. He said that Barry Sanders wasn't even in his top 5 running backs. Look at this clip.
Barry was special.
No. Not special. I got a big problem with Barry Sanders as your number one because Barry Sanders is not in my top 5.
So, man, first of all, I think that a lot of people think that Barry Sanders is the number one running back. You know what I'm saying? Some people I've heard Jim Brown, I've heard Walter Payton, I've heard, people like Eric Dickerson, O.J. Simpson even. But I've never heard Emmitt Smith even. But I've never heard anybody say Barry Sanders wasn't a top 5 running back of all time. Skip is just ridiculous, man. At this point, Skip just does what he does for entertainment. I wouldn't take anything that guy says seriously. This is the same guy that, he dogs out, Aaron Rodgers, LeBron James, Patrick Mahomes. He tries to discredit a lot of players. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't take nothing Skip says serious, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a clown. He's a straight up clown. There's some other clowns in the media too, but I spare them, man. Speaking of not clown stuff, but funny stuff, man. I saw Giannis give a press conference about the firing of Adrian Griffin, his coach. And he was talking about he was shocked and surprised, you know what I'm saying? And it hurts to see him go. Yeah, right, bro. You the reason he gone. You the reason he gone, bro. Like, just like LeBron run LA, you run that organization. You can't tell me differently. Your brothers play for the team, and your brothers aren't good at all. And your brothers play for the team, bro. You know what I'm saying? Multiple brothers, not just one brother, multiple brothers play for the team. So you can't tell me that you don't make those decisions there, or you don't sign off on those decisions there. Oh, he's shocked and he's hurt. Stop it, Giannis. Stop it. Cut it out, man. But yeah, they officially announced Doc Rivers. Well, I don't know if they announced it, but it's been officially confirmed by sources at ESPN, CNN, that Doc Rivers is the new coach of the Bucks. And I think I gave my thoughts on that already. I don't know if that's going to be a winning situation because Doc Rivers has been choking the last 15 years, but we'll see. But I thought that was funny, man, that Giannis talked about he was shocked and hurt to see Adrian Griffin go, man. Cut it out, Giannis, man. But we'll see, though. I'm rooting for the team, man. The Eastern Conference is going to be real interesting in the NBA. So we'll see how that all works out, man. But not much today. That's all I got, man. This has been the Onrea Initiative podcast. I hope that you are taking initiative of to complete all the stuff that you got in your life, man. I hope that anything that you want to do, you're taking initiative to get it done, man. You know what I'm saying? Life is not easy. Life is difficult at times, man, but you got what it takes. God, the universe, he would not have put things in your heart if you couldn't fulfill them, man. But it's not easy. You got to have patience. I find that most people fail because they don't have patience. They can't wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want this podcast to blow up. You know what I'm saying? You know, I really do. But I've been doing it less than a month. It's barely been a month yet. You know what I'm saying? Just be patient. Give it a time. Give it years. I'm willing to do this podcast for years, man, before it has big success. Because, first of all, I'm dedicated to the mission. A lot of times when we want to do stuff, we have these endeavors, we have these goals, we do it selfishly. We don't care about the mission. What about the people you're supposed to touch? Think about the people you're supposed to touch and impact. If you thought about the people you're supposed to touch, you wouldn't give up just because it didn't blow up overnight. What about your audience you have now? You know, a lot of times when you do these endeavors, you start a business, you start a rap career, a music career, you start a podcast, your audience isn't really big for a while and you want to give up. But what about that small audience? You know, we've got 190 something subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I do this for y'all. I don't care if I never grow. If I stay at 200 subscribers for years, my job is to pour into the 200 of y'all that subscribe and the others that don't subscribe that watch. You know, don't forget about your audience when you're small. If you had that mentality, you wouldn't quit. You know what I'm saying? And why would you deserve a big audience if you don't take care of your small audience? You know, if you're going to quit because your audience is small, because your consumer base is small, then, you know, what about, what are you going to do when things get hard for a big audience? You know what I'm saying? So don't give up. Now I understand that logistically, you know, it costs money to do stuff. So, you know, maybe having a small market won't sustain you, but there's other ways around it, man. Pray about it, meditate on it, man. Get in your closet and get quiet and figure out, you know, what needs to be done to be successful. But there's always a way. And I encourage you to not quit. You know what I'm saying? Take initiative, you know, figure out what's not working right. You know, examine yourself, study your business, study your job performance at your job, you know, see why it's not working out. Take initiative, you know, take that extra class to get better. You know what I'm saying? Go talk to your boss, go talk to your teacher, find out if they can help you out. You know, when I was in college, whenever I had a writing class, that's why I write well today, because whenever I had a writing class, I would always, before I turned in the paper, I will always go see the professor and let the professor read it first. Always. And they literally would tell me, okay, well, this, you need to fix this, and this. I will fix it, turn it in, and get an A every time. I took initiative, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, whatever it is you got going on, man, you know, take initiative. Don't just sit back and let life happen to you. Take initiative and make things happen. You feel me? Hey, man, I love y'all. I want to see y'all win. I'm still trying to win. You know, I'm still on my diet and exercise. I've had a good week this week. You know, I started off the year rough with the weight loss thing, but this week has been a good week, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to break it down in the micro bits. You know, stop trying to look at the whole picture. I'm just trying to eat right and work out one day at a time. Today is Thursday. I was successful Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You feel what I'm saying? So, and hopefully I'll be successful today, Thursday. Break things down into small bites. Don't be overwhelmed. But whatever you do, man, don't stop taking initiative and don't stop believing and don't stop having faith, man. I love y'all. This has been an Onrea initiative. I'm out.